Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. 6 o'clock location, we have LZgamer as the red Terran. 9 o'clock location, we have Whiplash as the blue Protoss. Good luck, have fun, very manner from both players this time. I like pointing that out. This is from MLG Dallas, the best of 3, I think, in the losers bracket on Metalopolis. If you missed the first match, LZgamer ended up winning with Marauders. More or less, he ended up losing with a very large Marauder medevac force. And it seemed like Whiplash just refused to go air at that stage, despite more or less a complete lack of anti-air, and I feel like that was kind of a theme in Game 2 as well, where Whiplash had a huge economic advantage. I really felt like he was in a very strong stage, but you had an island expansion from LZgamer, yet still no quick shift to anti-air, or to, I should say, just a big air sort of shift from Whiplash to kind of go out and access this. I almost feel like even just a handful of Void Rays, some Phoenixes to supplement the ground army would have been huge for Whiplash, but perhaps a little bit of a weakness in his build, just doesn't feel comfortable with air units, didn't feel like transitioning to them, cost him Game 2, and I'm wondering if we're going to see some sort of exploitation of that in Game 3 from LZgamer, because he is a very observant player, and he is one to exploit his opponent's weakness or perceived weaknesses. Although this is Metalopolis, close positions, relatively, and unfortunately for Whiplash, he's going to end up scouting all the way around. I do have to give it to Whiplash. This is Metalopolis Game 1, more of a macro-oriented game, ended up taking it. That was on Xel'Naga Caverns. Let's see if he can do it with a little bit larger map in this scenario and maybe pull off a victory to take the series. LZgamer looks like he's just going for a standard build, has a refinery, also has that barracks being built. I think he took that refinery a little bit faster than usual, but I wasn't here to see it, so we will see. It looks like SCV's being built in the meantime, assimilator and gateway, so nothing too crazy from either of these players to start the game, nothing proximity from Whiplash, and that probe is going to be entering now, but he has to feel late to the party. Now going to harass that SCV just a bit. First Marine being produced, LZgamer also starting to wander in. And I do like that placement of the pylon by Whiplash in the darkness, so the SCV can't just sit back and hide there, can't do a lot of those sort of things. Looks like the probe is also checking for, I don't know what he was checking back there for, maybe to give the impression that he was dropping a pylon, maybe to kind of throw his opponent off, but the probe going for a gas steal, interesting, to try to limit LZgamer's options and make him, and maybe force him into more of an economic game. But this isn't going to hurt LZgamer too much, because it looks like, and that probe does escape, because it looks like LZgamer was already planning on a reactor build to open, so a little bit more marine heavy. It looks like he's going to plant a second barracks. Let's see if he decides to go. Ooh, marine probe trying to sneak back up, but going a little bit more marine heavy leads me to believe that he's going for more of an expansion build to start. Usually if you're going to go for an early just flat out attack, you'll see the Marauders, although I do hear that there's a new kind of Terran build, and that's huge information for LZgamer. With the assimilator being capped second, we know that we're going to see at least a 2-gate, maybe a 4-gate push with Stalkers, or a 2-gate into Robo, or even 1-gate into Robo. There's that second gateway now though. An additional pylon being placed in that SCV, trying to run for his life, but getting a good amount of information. Whiplash not transferring probes into that second gas, which is going to slow this down though considerably, and I still don't see him actually putting probes into gas, and that is a okay, there he goes, but still lost a decent amount of mining time. That hurts quite a bit. Looks like he's just camping out, and he is going to get some information here. He's going to see 3 Marines rather than one Marine and a Marauder or something else, and he's definitely going to know just from that Marine count that he's going up either against 2 barracks or a barracks with a reactor at the very least. So, and LZgamer kind of throwing out his cards there at the front, but it doesn't look like he minds. He's planning on going for an expansion here with that tech lab getting stim pack. No second gas at this stage. Just kind of playing it out. Looks like he's going to go for a little bit more of an economic game. And Whiplash getting comsatted, and it looks like he's going to show a sentry, but this is brilliant because he already has 2 gateways here building in that darkness, that bottom left-hand corner. So it looks like he's going into a 4-gate Stalker build at the very least, with warp gates to follow. And he already, and LZgamer might be a little bit thrown off, but he saw the sentry. He didn't see any additional troops, which maybe you're kind of lingering out the edge, but this is going to be enormous. Is this SCV right here, and how quickly Whiplash can engage it? It looks like he is going to be able to kill that SCV rather rapidly, but I'm not sure if he got a good look at that natural expansion or not, and that's going to be critical. And I think LZgamer is going to see, hey, there's no expansion, therefore I know that this is more likely going to be kind of an aggressive forward attack. and see if he plants down more bunkers or something like that as a result. And look like there is a pylon being built, and there is a bunker, but I think that was already being built alongside. Probe wandering up to kind of check things out is going to see that bunker, which might dissuade that attack as well, which really puts Whiplash in a little bit more of a difficult situation. You can just see, yeah, it looks like he's going to take a Nexus instead. I think he realizes that the jig is up, that LZgamer was suspicious. Instead, warping in some more sentries rather than stalkers to play a little bit more defensively, and he's just going to not really lick his wounds, but just try to transition back into an economic game. Slows him down a little bit, doesn't slow him down tremendously. Economically, he's actually ahead as far as just chrono boost goes. That mule is going to keep LZgamer ahead just a little bit, and actually planning an engineering base. So I'm not sure if LZgamer realized what up. Perhaps with that delay, what was up, I should say. Perhaps with that delay, he's thinking maybe Dark Templar, or perhaps he's thinking about doing a timing push with a weapons upgrade of his own, something along those lines. Looks like he is planning that factory in the interim. Go ahead and bring that production tab. It looks like he is getting level 1 weapons, and he's also getting combat shields, which is going to make the Marines much more effective, and he has got plenty of Marines. Also putting a, yeah, I think he's thinking Dark Templar here at this stage, and it's just level 1 weapons, a standard upgrade, because, yeah, this is more of an indicator to, 1, block out a little bit of scouting, but 2, just in case Dark Templar are trying to wander out the front, and it almost looks like a front door blockade in case Dark Templar were kind of sneaking out this direction. It looks like in the meantime, though, Whiplash just camping out at the Zelnaga Watchtower is not, now has its natural expansion up. It's going to grab a 3rd gas, has mostly a pretty well mixed unit here, maybe a little bit sentry heavy, but sentries, stalkers, and a couple, well, just a couple zealots. Also has that robotics facility to get an observer at the forward position to kind of check things out, and it looks like he's also going to send another scout, just kind of wander out and see what is up. On that combat shield, I almost feel like that makes Terran 100% more dangerous automatically as soon as that combat shield warps in, because those Marines just get so much more useful with that combat shield, particularly against Zerg, but I would say in this situation as well. Observer going to wander up. LZgamer does see it. Let's see if he's going to be able to trap it in. Whiplash with a nice dodge, and that's got to piss LZgamer off. Used a comsat, which could have been a mule, and is more or less getting no information out of it, is not stopping the information scouting. A second observer coming in. I think that's a second observer. Yeah, second observer coming in, and I almost wonder if that was a mistake from Whiplash or a tactical decision to keep an eye on LZgamer. LZgamer now has a medevac out, so if he was planning on being aggressive, this is kind of the stage where you'd expect it. Also a probe kind of checking out that 3rd base. So it looks like Whiplash kind of working more towards, and I think that observer might have gotten killed by that turret, so that turret actually paying off. Reactor also being planted to get some additional medevacs out, but and it looks like 2 additional barracks. But LZgamer giving all indications thus far, and ooh, catching that second observer just as I moved away. You saw that little blue blip disappear on the minimap. But it looks like LZgamer in a pretty nice production position, slightly ahead economically, is kind of making more meanderings as though he's going to go for an additional base. I do like how Whiplash has this observer kind of on the corner to engage any medevacs that might be kind of shooting the gap. And Whiplash going a second robotics facility, and also with the robotics bay instead of, and so he's already got the 4 gateways out. It's a little bit hurting because it looks like that pylon was just taken out, and that's going to put him in a red in a very tender situation, because you have LZgamer who just got level 1, I think he got level 1 weapons just a second ago. It has additional medevacs coming out, and he's starting to move forward actually in an aggressive situation, and I like what he's doing here. He's moving an SCV forward. As you can see, he's not saving minerals though. He's not saving minerals, which basically means he's planning on getting aggressive, but he has this SCV to the kind of corner here, and he's kind of giving, hey, maybe I'm going for an expansion here. Also getting level 1 shields. Well, no, maybe he is going for an expansion. LZgamer, I take that back. A sudden economic shift. Expected that a little bit sooner from him, but no, he's not. Ha ha ha! I do not feel bad. Perhaps that was to follow this up, but going for a drop into the back. This is going to draw a lot of these troops back while LZgamer attacks the front door, and ooh, this is going to hurt a lot of these sentries. Oh man, these troops completely out of position, and that is going to be devastating. And those Marines really not getting filtered out, and it's the Marines that needed to get filtered out there because of that combat shield. Comsat, what? Oh wow. That army just not in good position, getting completely run over. And again, that level 1 weapons not in the best position. A Colossus towards the front, but getting eaten alive as LZgamer charges up the ramp. GG there. Looks like he also wasn't able to really cope with just kind of the mingling drop that was in his back line. So Whiplash getting a little bit perhaps overconfident, too comfortable, having a pylon block right when he didn't need it. And also, he had the nice kind of blockade there, but just LZgamer catching him off guard. Yeah, that was a rough game for Whiplash, I feel, but great match overall. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for listening, and yeah, look forward to future casts.